doing is I'm going to show you how to draw a beautiful female portrait face and some hair. And this lesson is going to be great because I'm going to show you that we transferred some, showing you the easy method. Okay, I'm not showing you the hard method yet. We're going to do a grid later. But this is the easy method. I have the video tutorial on how to do this. Okay, so I got that done, and then I started to shade her in, but I'm going to do it again because I lost the recording that I did. Now, so I got it traced out, and I'm going to, like I said, I'll leave the link to the other drawing tutorial. It's only a matter of just tracing her out. That's the easy method. That's what I called it, the easy method. So I'm going to start this drawing off with my, and I have another video on all the tools and how to use them. So today I'm just going to actually do all the shading to bring this to life, okay? And I'm going to start off with a 2H pencil just to get it at least started. And I'm going to, I have her picture here on my phone, and I got it off Pixabay. So I'm going to be looking at this so that I can draw her. So I use her as a reference, okay? And this is what you need to do. You need to have a reference photo so you'll know where all the shadows and everything go. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do her, I like to start with her eyes. So you just go over her eyes. We already have a trace, but now we have to bring it to life. So I'm just going over her eye, just getting everything in place. Because my lines are pretty light, I want to be able to see them again. So it's a, it's a 3 or 4 step drawing procedure. It's a 3 or 4 step procedure. So you want to get everything correct. There we go. You can see a bit better now. So we want to get her eyes started. So we're going to just follow the lines. Now, because this is not somebody you know, if it's not exactly like her, then it's not too bad. But I'd like to do, I like to get as close as I can. And that way you'll be able to figure out how to do other portraits of celebrities and things. So just follow the lines first. Now, even though you're tracing, it can be hard to even get it to look like a person, even tracing it, because you want to measure the eyes to see if they're the same width. So we have a measurement here, and then you measure here in the center, because that's one eye space. So that eye, and that will be another eye, but that's just to show you space between the eyes, and then that eye. So they are spaced correctly. Now we are going to start to shade. Okay, so I'm going to start to shade with a darker pencil. I'm going to go with a 2B. Alright, my pencil is very short. So I'm going to use my pencil extender. So I have these in my Amazon shop, so if you need them or you want them, because I was going to throw these away. I thought, oh, they're too short, I'm not going to be able to use them now. And then I discovered I realized that you can get these on Amazon, and pencil extenders. So look, so you can have the smallest pencil you want as long as the lead is sticking out. So I'm just going to focus in on her eyes, okay? So see how I'm going to really focus in on the eye there? That's what I want to concentrate on, okay? So we will focus on the eye. I'm going to make a little C, right, so that I can get that highlight in her eye. And then I'm going to get that letter C, and then I'm going to decide how big I want that highlight. And I'm going to go around the eye here like this, just to fill it in. And I'm going to go up on the top, fill it in, shade it in. Shading is what brings it to life. And that little white highlight there, that's what makes it look realistic. And there's a bit of a shadow underneath the lid, so we'll shadow that up nice and dark right here, and then we will just shade it out down here, and already it looks nice. Good. So now we have a lot of curls going on down around here, around her eye, so I don't want to lose those. She has a lot of darkness around the corner of that eye there, see? So that's almost black in there, so, but it's obvious she has eyelashes, like in her other one here, see? You can see the eyelashes there, but you can't see it in the other one, so we'll have to improvise somehow. Alright, so I'm just going to put in some dark color here. So just come out from the top lid there and just curve up a few lines. Now they're going to be pretty dark because there's some darkness here, right? And she has a little eyebrow up here, so we got the eyebrow. Get a little bit of an eyebrow started. Just make little lines so that it's not just scribbled in with shading. Alright. So we got some eyelashes. I'm going to go back over those again for the bottom parts of it, okay? I want them nice and dark on the bottom for sure. That lid there. She has dark down here, lots of makeup on. She's a model, I guess, or just a very beautiful person. So we'll just get that little bit of a shadow down here. I'm just going by her eye, see? So got to get that all that darkness in there. So just draw what you see, basically, right? So, because once you trace it, then all that worry is gone, right? Okay, and we have a shadow around her nose there. So this is her eyebrow, and then we're going to have some shading up here. And so coming around her nose here, so that's part of her nose there. There's a bit of her nose here, comes up around here. going to shade it in. I'm not pressing very hard on my pencil. Leave a little bit there in the corner. We have a little few. Just what I see, just what you see, just draw what you see, and that will be a big help to you. Okay, now the parts that you probably weren't sure of is when you get it done, what do you do with it? Well, if you have your blending stump, then you can start to shade it out more. Soften it up and get some shading in there. Now that eye is pretty dark there in the corner, so we can darken that up again. Just going to shade it out for now. A little shading around the eye. And some of that shading in here. May have to adjust the nose, depends on what it looks like when I get that much down. So I'm just coming in around the face a little bit. And here, so here we have separation from the here. So we need to put that in there. So we're going to need some of that graphite to help shade our face. Alright, so we'll get some of that there, and then we can borrow some of that graphite and shade it out. She has some shading here under the nose. So you have to look carefully at where all the shadows are. That's the hardest part. I find myself too, you know, I find it very difficult to put the shadows in the right place at times, depending on the picture I'm looking at. Sometimes the pictures are really easy to follow, and other times you have a really hard time following the picture because the shadows are too dark or too light. So, you might want to darken that up again. Look at the parts that need to be darkened. I'm only going by the picture. It doesn't even have to be exactly the same as the picture, but just trying to show you what, if you're trying to get that nice look that you see in the picture, you have to darken that up there, see? Because now her eyelashes are blending in with the shadows. So we're just going to darken that up there. Mostly over here. It's a shadow, see? I'm pushing pretty hard on my blending stump now because I want to blend that together. Alright, so the nice shadow there. Now, got her eyebrow here. And let's fill in the nostril here just to see we got that correct. Sometimes it's hard to see until you get more done. See how funny things look when you're just starting them? I like doing a little bit at a time. I like this eraser. It's a bit messy, but it really works good. And if you got a bit of a mess there, just use a brush to push it away rather than your finger, because if you do, you're going to smear it. And you don't want that. But kneaded erasers, they don't make a mess. These are like rubber. So if you use that, there wouldn't be any residue left, see? doesn't leave anything behind. So we're going to start on the other eye. Like I said, I like starting on the eyes. I just want to get the nostrils in just to see where, you know, how it looks. So I'm going to start this eyebrow. So the eyes, the eyebrows, the nose, and the mouth. That's what I usually like to start with. Short, quick strokes. Let's see if we get this eye. That's the curl. So I'm just taking it from the from that lid, and I'm pulling out, making a little bit of a curve. Right, there we go. And as we come down, it goes more upward, more vertical. But over here, it pulls to the side, to the right, and curves up. Then we will get this eye started. Once you get the pupil and the iris, you can judge on how well it's going to go. So once you get the eyes done, you can judge, okay, I'm on the right track. If you can't get the eyes, don't go any further till you get them. Because you'll be wasting your time. You might say, well, they might look better when I get more done. I think you really have to get them done in the beginning. Okay, and we'll darken these up on the stick closer to the bottom part here. Like that. See how it's thickening up nicely there now? Okay. Nice. Bring this down here. And a little space there. We might be able to get a little piece of where it's wet. See that little bit of wet there? It's just leaving the white of the paper, really. And we'll get this out here. These are just little lines coming out. Natural lines. Got a bit of shading going on here. Alright, so now we will take our blending stump, blend it out. We'll just move that around there. Nice. I'm just going to bring some of the shading over here. See if we can shape up that nose. Just shadow it down here. We have a bit of a darkness here, shadow going way back here. Like this, see? See it in there? A bit of shadow under here. Look for your shadows. Looks like I'm going to have a bit of a time with that nose, so a bit sharp on the edge, even though it looks sharp in there. See, I mean, like I'm doing basically the same thing as I see, but right now it doesn't seem to look very good yet. But as long as we can get her eyes properly. So I think she has some eyelashes on the bottom lash there. So just put these little strokes. Let's see if I can find them. They're hard to see because it doesn't even, you can't even see them. Look. See? So, I'm trying to do a picture, like I said, you know, even though you have a reference photo, it's still possible that's really hard to go by. So you have to improvise every now and then, okay? To get it to look nice. We need more shadow down here. Just going to fill in some darkness down here. This over here has some little bit of shading going on in there because the white of the eye is not completely white. And over here, it's a little bit of shading going on here. So it's a bit of work to it. He said, don't use my hand. He said, don't use your hands. when you put dark lines outside the lines, that will take away those sharp lines there, and it'll make the face look more natural. It won't look like a line anymore. It'll look like the line will disappear. So the line will disappear if you have a line and you pull out from that line, shade out from that line, and that will make that line disappear. Now I want to get these dark. We may have to go over some of these dark areas again later. So pretty dark, right? Shadows. Shadows and highlights is what makes your paintings and drawings come to life. Right. And then we have, we do her lips. We can do underneath the chin or lips. Just trying to see where the shadows are. I want to try her lips. This glove is great for keeping everything smudged. We don't want it smudged. So, let's see what our lips look like. Nice, look at that. Now we can see them really good. So, hopefully if you're watching this, you can get a phone or an iPad or even your computer. It's something that you can zoom in on. And this is a good way to learn how to do portraits, because at least you'll know where to put the shading and how to follow a picture, and it'll get you started. See some lines here. I'm just going to leaving a little bit of top there, not just for now. Just compare what I'm doing to the picture, and you might say, well, you never did it exactly like this and that. And it's a possibility I won't. I might miss something, and I might get it wrong. So I don't want you to freak out about it. I don't want you to be trying to be exactly the same. If you can't get a certain part, then don't give up because you're a certain part of the drawing or the painting, you can't get it. Just move on. But like I said, the eyes have to be pretty close. It's the eyes. Window to your soul. Is that what they say? The window to your soul. Alright, so this one's got some lines. Little lines, big lines. Looking for shadows. you got to get that pouty look. Right? So to get that pouty look, you need to have it dark underneath here. And some darkness in here. Darkness here. Those two lines here are really dark. And the corners of this mouth is pretty dark. Now we can also take some tissue. Tissue is great for blending. You can move around some of this too, you know, just to get it to go into the face more, see? See how that moves it around even more than the blending stump? See that shadow there? Shadow there. So it goes right down around the chin. There's a shadow here under the nose. See, doing these close-ups is a real big help. Some shadow here. Okay. Now, so I can see that this is too low. So I'm going to bring it up a bit. We have some teeth there. They look kind of strange because of the picture. So we got to figure out how we can make that look nice without it looking strange. Okay, let's see. You can just put in a little bit of a shadow here. What's these little shadows? Very subtle. And it's not very much, it's mostly in shadow here. I'd rather put them in shadow so you can't see them very much because I'm not fussy about the way that happened. The photographer could have made her close her mouth more, or liked it just the way it was. Gave it that little hint of teeth there, which is nice too. Alright. So I need to darken it up a little bit here. Not sure I like that. So I'm going to come down here, round off that chin. So we need more pencil. Okay. A little bit of pencil down here. I'm going to move that shadow a little bit down a bit. Let's see, down here. So I can darken it up. It's not dark enough, so that line that I made, I'm going to move away from it with a shadow. And that'll take that line away. And it won't look like she's got a straight line under her chin there. Kind of moves up into the face a little bit. Nice. All right. Not too bad. Too bad. See what's going on with her nose. There is an end piece here. It comes out and around, doesn't it? It's out. I think it's rounded out. Comes underneath here. Shadows here. Make little tiny circles. That might help you be able to keep control of what you're doing there. Keep that nice and dark in here. Comes down around here. All right. Soften this up here a bit. Soften up that edge there a little bit more. Looks a bit better there now, I think. Probably just needs to come up a little bit to meet the other, seems like it's a bit smaller. I think that's a bit better. All right. Nice. This one here, I think is a little too pouty on that side there. All right. Good. So, I have to look at it again, see things that I don't like, or that I do like. I'm going to change this eye a little bit down here, bring it down a bit more this way, to try to get it to look more like the picture. So I'm just bringing it down a bit more here. It's better. It's going to fill in a little bit here. And her lips are a little bit too pouty, so I'm going to lighten it up here. And that's better. Alright, so you get the shadows going on. When we do the hair, we'll be able to adjust more. Okay, so this is a good start. But you really need to see a lot of it before you can actually make a decision on the final of the face.